This is a danger you may have never heard about here in our waters in Tennessee. They're called low-head dams.
They're an outdated form of dam technology that doesn't really get used, but we still have dozens across our state. Jared Austin joins us live in studio tonight. Jared, these can be deadly for boaters and people swimming.
And this is the reality for dozens of people across our state. If you get too close to these things, they'll suck you in and it's almost impossible to get out of. Now a family continues trying to get them removed.
A peaceful day on the water can change in a matter of seconds.
She wasn't in any deep water. She was in shallows.
Renee Ritchie and her daughter Alexis were just looking for a way to cool off on a day back in May of 2019.
Next thing you know, she's gone missing, looking for her. Can't find her.
Peary's Mill, a low-head dam in Blount County, sweeping her daughter into the deadly current. And after crews tried to help, 13-year-old Alexis Shirley died at Peary's Mill.
My daughter wasn't near the dam, and yet it still happened. So at any point, your family can walk out there into those waters thinking that everything's going to be okay, but you're going to come out like we did.
It's a moment TWRA officer Jeff Roberson remembers all too well.
Yeah, I don't really want to talk about that.
Roberson has seen this happen far too often, whether it be people out on their boats or people swimming near the dams.
It just overwhelms folks, whether they're swimming or kayaking, canoeing, recreating. And once you get in that, it's very hard to get out of it.
Since 2010, TWRA reports at least 6 boating deaths across our state near these low-head dams.
Even in the summertime, it's just trickling over. It doesn't look that dangerous, but that current will get you before you know it.
The Blount County Sheriff's Office alone has rescued 10 people in the last 2 decades at Peary's Mill and the Rockford Dam. At least 6 others have died in the same time frame. Another issue with them?
They've, obviously long since outdated and no longer used, but the dams still remain.
These dams no longer get used for its original purposes of generating power. But when people get too close to them, it can suck them in, cycle them out, before pulling people back into that current.
With currents like that, a lot of times a life jacket is not enough because it pulls you in and out, in and out.
With very little use and only dangers left for some, those like Renee Ritchie only have one possible solution.
You either have to make it safer or you get rid of it to prevent more problems.
Something she's been able to do in the last 6 years, get signs up showing how this can change a family's world in moments.
You're going to be missing someone and there's no going back. Like your whole world changes in that moment that you step in that water.
Got a couple of groups working on this right now. Biggest thing for TWRA, TVA, and the Army Corps of Engineers to really remove these dams, got to have the funding for it. Reached out to all these groups. Really been more informal conversations to get rid of some of these dams, but nothing has been planned yet, guys.
The process, even if they do get the money, even if they do get started, it would still take a while, Jared?
You have to get all the approval for this, and then you have to go through all the environmental steps along with the funding, so it will take a long time before we see something like this happen.
All right, Jared, thanks.